Well, they're big and small, strong and weak, ugly and shifty, beautiful and sleek. They hop, they jump, they slither and slide, come out in the open and they run and hide. It takes all kinds to live in Bug City. Some are weird and some are pretty. Come on down, let's meet in Bug City. Don't let them bug you. There's nothing to be afraid of. Bugs can be fun. We're all friends here. So come on down, let's meet in Bug City with Christina Ricci, Dr. Art.
And don't forget me, Bugsy Seagull.
All right, get ready. I'm thinking of one of your favorite groups of critters, and I'm going to ask you to guess who they are. They sing, they fly, they jump, they make wonderful noises, and they're not seagulls.
Yeah, but I know who it is.
Now study the letters floating around on the screen. Just relax and focus on them, and see if you can tell what today's critter is. Among this marvelous group of insects is a famous singing cartoon character, another so ferocious that it's been compared to a tiger, and another that can jump a distance 100 times its body length. Have you guessed yet? Here, a little concert will answer our question. Presenting the songs of summer.
See?
Crickets, grasshoppers, the sounds of summer vacation. I can smell the fresh grass and barbecue. But then, I also had to go to bed before dark.
Oh, my childhood. It must be my childhood. Oh, my childhood.
Okay, you two, out of the past and into the present. We have some world-class wonders here and a few surprises later on.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Christina, I'm not finished.
Au contraire, yes you are. Dr. Art Evans, just in time.
Hi, Christina.
You brought him a present?
For me?
Birds are the main predators of these insects, and this is a prize collection. I suppose Bugsy qualifies as a bird. Well, why take a chance?
Whoa, now that's a strange group.
When you look at the creatures in this tray, it's hard to believe they're all related, closely related. We have grasshoppers, crickets, a walking leaf, a praying mantis, and a walking stick. Here's another relative to crickets and grasshoppers, the strange-looking Jerusalem cricket. Jerusalem crickets are found in the western portion of the United States. They're also known as potato bugs. In Spanish, they are called the Niño de la Tierra, or child of the earth. Many people believe that these unusual crickets are venomous, but this is not true. However, if handled, they can inflict a painful bite. Jerusalem crickets are normally found underneath objects or in the soil. They are commonly encountered by gardeners in the western part of the United States while working their gardens. Unlike many other crickets, Jerusalem crickets do not jump, nor do they chirp. Crickets, grasshoppers, and katydids combined together are referred to as orthopterans. When you add their other relatives, like mantids, walking sticks, and cockroaches, you have a larger group known as orthopteroids. One of the few things they all have in common is that they're true insects. Walking sticks, praying mantises, and cockroaches are related to grasshoppers and crickets. While most grasshoppers and crickets have hind legs that are modified for jumping, the front legs of the praying mantis are specialized for grasping prey, such as insects. Mantids are all carnivores, eating only meat. Except under very unusual circumstances, the other members of the orthopterans are plant eaters or herbivores. These include katydids, grasshoppers, and our friend, the cricket. I'm going to show you how to keep your own population of crickets at home. We'll make a cricket habitat. We have a pencil alert up. Get your pencils and paper ready for an exciting demonstration. Crickets are easy to keep and if kept warm enough are always on the move. Place about 1 inch of sand at the bottom of your terrarium. Moist sand is necessary for the females to lay their eggs, so be sure to mist at least the corner of the habitat. Now the young pinheads are so named because of their small size and will hatch in several weeks. Be sure to add paper tubes and rocks and branches so the crickets will have a place to hide. A bottle cap stuffed with cotton serves as a great water dish. Crickets need water and should have fresh water provided every few days. Crickets will eat almost anything, including bodies of their dead as well as their freshly hatched young. Therefore, it is important that your crickets are not overcrowded. Offer your crickets fresh carrot slices, apples, and potatoes. Also, give them kibble and flaked fish food. This will ensure that your crickets have plenty of protein. Now you can observe your crickets chirping. And we'll let them loose into their new home. And once they settle in, you'll begin to see the males, adult males, chirping. Crickets can be easily located and collected in your yard by following the sound of chirping males or by purchasing them at a pet store or a bait shop. Crickets throw their voices, so it's not as easy as it sounds to collect them for yourself. Now, do you know how the adult males chirp? Well, if you give me that comb, at the base of their wings, they have a rasp and file system, and they rub that together just like your teeth over a comb. Try that. And if you do that very quickly, that's how a cricket makes its chirping sound.
Why do they make these sounds? I mean, I'd like to think they're celebrating summer.
Well, in a way, they are celebrating summer, but in fact, what they're really celebrating is mating season. What most people don't know about crickets, katydids, and grasshoppers is that the females are silent partners. Only the males chirp. Much of the chirping you hear when mating season begins is males arguing with other males over who will mate with the females in the territory. They make that noise by rubbing their wings together. They don't have actual voices. Males confronting each other almost never come to real violence. In the end, it may simply be the loudest cricket that wins the day. Every species of grasshopper or cricket makes a different, distinctive call, so there will be no confusion about attracting the right species of mate. If a female is present, the male may go to great lengths with singing and displays, waving around antennae and mouth parts until something finally meets with her approval. When she has at last been won over by the male, she allows him to climb up on her back. A week or so after she has been fertilized, this female grasshopper is ready to lay her eggs. With the tip of her abdomen, she digs as deep a hole as she can in the soft earth, and then deposits anywhere from 20 to 200 eggs in the burrow. This labor can take her up to 2 hours. Several days after the eggs were laid, these little wingless, immature grasshoppers, called nymphs, emerge into the light, bursting with life. For several weeks, the nymphs will eat twice their weight each day, growing rapidly by shedding their skins in a process called molting. The last time it molts, the nymph will emerge to discover it has full-length wings. Wings are the magic key to adulthood. Now it is equipped to migrate, find a mate, and at last create its own young. Though most crickets and grasshoppers ordinarily live alone, there are places in the world where at certain times, under certain conditions, nature takes a strange turn. On great grasslands or prairies, when rain falls after a long drought, the common grasshoppers sometimes, without warning, change their ways. they become locusts. And to humans, migratory locusts are one of the most feared of all plagues. A normal grasshopper population can turn into a locust plague when there is a sudden burst of vegetation concentrated in one place. Instead of being spread out, the adult breeding population congregates on the lush feast. They mate there, and the females lay their batches of eggs abnormally close together. When these thousands of young emerge from the ground, all at the same time, they develop a gang behavior, a frightening, mindless mob instinct that sends them mowing across the land in a destructive, unstoppable wave. When this generation of nymphs reaches adulthood, they may create a swarm numbering 200 million in a square mile, a swarm weighing more than 70,000 tons. In one day, the amount of food devoured by such a hungry swarm can equal the daily food intake of all the people in New York, London, Los Angeles, and Paris combined. It can ruin a small country's economy in a matter of weeks.
So how do you know if your little backyard family of grasshoppers is suddenly going to turn into a swarming horde of locusts? It's like a sci-fi movie.
Well, officially, there's no way to know if and when. But these situations usually develop in very hot, dry areas where there's a lot of grassland, and perhaps when a population gets overcrowded. Not a very likely circumstance where most of us live.
Yeah, well, that's nice to know. Good God. I thought teenage gangs were bad, but those young locust kids, they're disgusting.
You think locusts are disgusting? You haven't seen anything yet. Meet the praying mantis, about as perfectly designed a predator as you will ever see. It has large, compound eyes and a flexible neck, which give it an almost 360-degree view of its surroundings. It can detect the slightest movement of nearby prey, and any creature small enough to eat is a suitable feast for a mantid. Unlike other orthopteroids, the praying mantis is a notorious cannibal. It thinks nothing of making dinner out of its insect relatives, like this unlucky grasshopper. Dessert could easily be a cricket, or katydid, or even another mantid. The praying mantis gets its name from this characteristic pose it assumes, with its arm-like forelegs drawn up to its face. Those long, bulging forelegs, complete with spikes and claws, and the fact that it is strictly a meat eater, are what most distinguish the mantid from its nearest relatives. As with all insects, the mantid has a hard exoskeleton, which protects its three body parts. The thorax, which holds the muscles to power legs and wings. The abdomen, where digestion and reproduction occur. And the head. The head contains large, compound eyes and chewing mouth parts. As with all adult insects, the mantid has 2 antennae for reading and sensing its surroundings, plus 2 pairs of wings, and finally, 6 legs. The praying mantis, like all orthopteroids, is a master of disguise. Now look carefully. Can you see the mantis in this picture? He's right in front of you. Camouflage like this conceals the mantis, protecting it from being eaten by other predators by making it very hard to find. Being nearly invisible helps when waiting for a meal, too. This katydid doesn't even see it has walked right up to a perfectly still mantis. It is now within an inch of death and doesn't even know it. This mantis has the color and shape of an attractive flower. The hungry butterfly thought it had found a meal. Even looking right at the mantid's face, it never saw its doom coming.
I can't help it. I'm totally creeped out. Where's Dr. Art?
I meant to say them.
Oh, stop.
Ah, I know where he is. I'm only kidding you.
You do?
Yeah. He's in there.
Well, show us.
Me? I'm not going in there. You should see what he's got in there. No, siree. Not me.
Welcome to the Ralph M. Parsons Insect Zoo at the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County, where we have on display fascinating live insects and their relatives.
Chances are there's a museum of natural history with something like this insect zoo right in your own area. If you can, arrange to go there with your classmates or friends. You will be able to see and probably even touch some critters you never even knew existed. Today, I have 3 friends with me, Christian, Dylan, and Christina, and they're about to meet a truly amazing animal.
The giant walking stick is from Papua New Guinea.
Do we have anything like this in the United States?
No, our walking sticks look pretty much stick-like. This is almost like a walking branch. She's a beautiful animal, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She almost feels like bark.
Mm-hmm. It looks like bark, too. Walking sticks camouflage themselves to blend in with their backgrounds so predators can't find them. Now, she breathes through a series of holes along the side of her body called spiracles.
What are these little spikes on their legs for?
Well, those are claws so they can hang on to the plants. And my hand. She has sharp claws, doesn't she? Its body is covered with these short, sharp spikes.
Can I touch it?
Sure, but watch out for those sharp spines. It's like touching a rose bush, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how they protect themselves. Would you want to eat something that feels like that in your mouth?
No way.
No. Anyone that tries to eat this animal very quickly learns it's like eating a rose bush, thorns and all.
That looked like fun.
Well, speak for yourself. I like it better here. Just the 2 of us, you know what I mean? No bugs.
Remember, our show is called Bug City.
Hey, that wasn't my idea. I always thought the Bugsy Seagull show. It had a nice ring to it, if you know what I mean.
Dr. Art, I'm glad you're back. I was sorry I wasn't able to go and pet those bugs with you.
I thought so, so I brought one of them here for you to meet.
Huh?
Well, at least you know he's not going to eat one of those guys. I have never seen anything like that in person. I'd assume we don't have stick insects in North America.
Well, not this very one, but they're here all right, and some of them grow up to 4 inches long. But they're so well camouflaged, they blend in so well with twigs and branches that you rarely see them, even when you're looking right at them.
I can understand that. I mean, look at this. It's fantastic. Dr. Art, how come so many members of this group have become such masters of disguise?
Orthopterans, like all other animals, have to protect themselves from their enemies. And by using camouflage, they can disappear into the environment and elude predators. The orthopteroids, as you have already seen with these guys, are the best of the best when it comes to hiding in camouflage. Even katydids and grasshoppers are masters of disguise. We have some unbelievable examples to look at.
Insects that can look exactly like the plants they're on are a perfect example of camouflage. When an insect is camouflaged, it has taken on an appearance that makes it all but indistinguishable from its surroundings. The trick is to look exactly like the plant they're on, complete with little dark spots and jagged little tears and veins and little chew holes like this katydid. A living leaf? No, an insect. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Look at how close they can come in shape and color to the vegetation they're on. This group's main predators, birds, lizards, and fellow insects, have very keen vision, but they have to rely on movement rather than color to spot these nearly invisible insects. From the time they hatch, stick insect nymphs must match every detail of whatever stick they call home, or they're apt to become something's lunch. Each stick insect has adapted its appearance to the particular bush or tree which its species favors. Here is another example. This is a praying mantis, and so is this. And so is this one, if you can find it. A grasshopper nymph in an almost foolproof disguise. This is an adult grasshopper, a creature normally recognizable to most of us, but here nearly indistinguishable from its surroundings. Let's play a game. Now close your eyes and look again. See if you can find the grasshopper now. Chances are his camouflage has made him nearly invisible to you, and most important, to anything that might want to eat him.
Bugsy, could you believe those disguises?
Oh, I spotted him right away. Hey, you gotta get up pretty early in the morning to fool this skull, you know.
Wow, you even saw the mantis on the leaf?
Mantis?
Oh, Bugsy, you didn't see any of them, did you? Are you just allergic to the truth?
Hey, listen, Christina, I got my mind on other things. You think those are disguises? Have I got a surprise for you? Howdy!
Is it Halloween again already? What's with the outfit?
Well, you see, on behalf of all the crickets who make beautiful music in the country, this is Bugsy Tex Billy Bob Seagull with some great factualities. Okay, folks, I'm ready. Howdy, buckaroos. You know, I flew down to the library and picked up these books. They got great information about the critters we just saw, okay? Now, did you know that the praying mantis's single ear is in the front of its chest? And also that the migratory locust swarms have been spotted 1,000 miles out at sea. I guess they made a wrong turn. Hey, did you know that a grasshopper nymph can jump 100 times its own body length? Wow. And also that a praying mantis, if it's large enough, can catch and eat a small lizard. Bon appetit. Well, that's it, folks, and that's what I call my factualities.
It's time for us to say goodbye. We're glad you could join us today in Bug City.
And don't forget to look around. You never know what you might find.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, and that you come back and see us again real soon, yeah? Yeah. Well, bye-bye, folks.